Am I audible? Hello everyone. Today is our last presentation day, and today I'm going to. Hello everyone. Today is the last day of our presentation, and today I'm going to present John Keats as a poet of romantic age from paper number 5. Uh, as we know, John Keats is a poet of romantic age. So first, I say about introduction of romantic age. Romantic period started in the 1800. The romantic period began with the publication of lyrical ballads by William Wordsworth and Samuel Coleridge. Romanticism is an artistic movement which was concerned with the expression of individual feelings and emotions. The age of Romanticism is also known as the second creative period of English literature. Here is the famous poet of the Romantic age. The glory of the age is in the poetry of the William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, and John Keats. Life of John Keats. Keats' life of devotion to beauty and to poetry is all the more remarkable in a view of his lowly origin. He was born in the stable of the Swan and Hope in London in 1795. He was died in 1821. He was a famous poet of second creative period of Romanticism. He started writing when he was 19 year old. Writing style of John Keats. John Keats was known for English romantic lyric poet. John Keats wrote sonnets, odes, and epics. Meaning of odes poetry. A poem expressing the writer's thoughts and feelings about a particular person or a subject that is written in the lines and stanzas varying in length. For example, Ode to a Nightingale is a famous poem of John Keats and example of Ode's poem. His poetry contained many poetic devices such as alliteration, personification, metaphor, and consonants. Themes of his poems. First is beauties, nature, love, fancy, power, pain. All these themes we can see in his poems. Keats' love for nature is a purely sensuous, and he loves the beautiful sights and scene of their own shake. His most of the poem based on nature and love. Keats found in nature endless source of poetic inspirations. John Keats' poem. Here I write some famous poems name. First one is Ode to a Nightingale. It is a very famous poem of John Keats. To Ottoman, La Bella Dame Mercy is also a part of our college time. And Ode to Psyche, Lamia, Ode to Melancholy. So first, I want to describe "Ode to a Nightingale." "Ode to a Nightingale" was written by the Romantic poet John Keats in the spring of 1890. It is the longest poem of John Keats and a very famous poem. The poem focuses on a speaker standing in a dark forest, listening to the beguiling and beautiful song of the nightingale bird. This provokes a deep and meandering meditation by the speaker on a time, death, beauty, nature, and human suffering. At, at times, the speakers find comfort in the nightingale song and at one point even believes that poetry will bring the speakers metaphorically closer to the nightingale. It is based on a one bird, nightingale, and it is a very famous poem of John Keats. Second is a La Bella Damson's Mercy. The La Bella Damson's Mercy meaning the beautiful lady without pity. It is a ballad poem written by John Keats, one of the most studied and highly regarded English romantic poets. The poem talk about a fairy who lures a man into loves. A poem is divided into two parts. Poem describes the encounter between a knight and the lady. The lady is beautiful. She expressed love to him. At the end of the story, he dies alone with no one to comfort him in his last moments. The major theme in this poem, illusion versus reality, death, love, and seductions. Rhyming scheme of this poem, Abby, Abby. Uh, here I compare with other poet of here I compare John Keats with other poet of romantic period. Keats was not only the last but the most perfect of the romanticism. We compare with other poets like Scott, Byron, Wordsworth, Shelley, and others. Scott was merely telling stories, and Wordsworth reforming poetry or upholding the moral law, and Shelley advocating impossible reform, and Byron voicing his own egoism and the political discontent of the times. While Keats lived apart from man and from all political measures, worshipping beauty like a devout, perfectly content to write what was in his own heart, or to reflect some splendor of the natural world as he saw or dreamed it to be. Here is a famous quote from the poem Andy Mine. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increase, it will never pass into nothingness. According to John Keats, it is a constant source of happiness and pleasure. Its loveliness increase every moment. We can choose to see beauty in the simple things and simple things around us, but this beauty becomes source of unending joy for us. So I conclude my presentation with to say that thus we can say that John Keats was a most promising figure of the early 19th century and one of the most remarkable in the history of English literature. Because why? Keats does not think nature as other phase of development, but one. On the other hand, he does not challenge nature's importance. That is why nature imagery is an important element in many of his poetry. His choice of subjects differ from that of most of the other major romantic poets. Thank you. Now you can ask me a question.
Kyle, according to you, how John Keats is different from the other romantic poets?
Uh, According to me, John Keats is a different from other romantic poet because personally I observe John Keats is a pure romantic poet because he not say any personal message or advice to her his readers. He advice to her his readers, and he is a different type of write a poem. That's why he is a different from others. Second.
Are you influenced by John Keats? If yes, then why?
Yes, uh, I am influenced by John Keats' poetry poems because his all poems are based on nature theme and love. And I write personally I am interested in writing of poetry of nature, and that's why I am very interesting of poetry of John Keats. Thank you.